Hello, welcome to Rachel Pilcher Writing Workshop, episode 9 for Facebook Live. The topic today is writing while on vacation. Should you do it? I do want to thank you for joining me. I was a little worried I wasn't going to make it here on time because my flight from Colorado to DFW was delayed 3 times before I could get here. We did finally take off, and I made it here with 30 minutes to spare, and I'm very happy to be able to join you so I can talk to you about my experience while I was on vacation and writing. So thank you again. I'm Rachel Pilcher, for those of you who don't know me. I am a little congested right now. I was in an area that I'm used to 50% more humidity than what I had. And it was pretty smoky because of the wildfires, so definitely keep your thoughts and prayers out there for everybody that's fighting fires, because if I was in a valley and I was experiencing this much smoke inhalation and issues, I can only imagine what it's like being right there on the front line. And Sharon Pilcher, that's my stepmother, I was visiting her 5 hours ago. I was sitting in their car talking to them before I left, so glad I made it too, Sharon. Thank you. But I'm going to go ahead and get on topic now, because I'm not sure how my voice is going to handle it. I do have a cup of tea here. I may have to pause a moment and take a sip just because it's still a little difficult to get all of my words out without losing my voice. So writing while on vacation, should you do it? The short answer is yes, you should. You're a writer. It's something that you're just going to be inherently needing to do for yourself. So you should definitely write while on vacation. Now, there are certain things that you should take into account whenever you are writing. Make sure that you prep ahead of time, that you plan what you're going to write before you go. And in doing that, you need to make sure that you have the tools that you need to get that done. So one of the things that y'all already know I'm really big on is journaling. So I took my journal with me. I almost wrote in it every day, but you know, things come up. You're on vacation. The other thing that I did was I took my iPad with me, and I did get some work done, but not as much as I probably would have loved to have been able to do. And that's not because I didn't take the time to do it. It was because I was on vacation and I was enjoying myself and I was visiting family. So you know, just remember, you are on vacation, so you don't have to work the entire time you're there. Writing is work. If it wasn't work, if it wasn't something that you had to do, then more people would do it. So know that you know, this is a vacation from all of your work, but you still need to keep in the habit of doing it. So as a practice, I plan that there are some downtime for me, and there's time that I'm resting, so that I'm not going to be constantly on the go while I'm on vacation, whether it's visiting family or it's going on an actual tourist vacation. So during that downtime, I always plan to do some reading or some writing, or, you know, the most important thing ever, you're on vacation, I take a nap. You rest. Always a good thing to do, because, you know, if your mind is not resting at some point, you're not going to be as creative as you need to be. And vacations are a good time even for creatives to wind down and not do as much. The next thing that you need to do is make sure you take your journal. Like I already showed you, I took my journal. Even if you don't have a daily journaling habit, it's always good to keep a travel journal. Sometimes I'll take, whenever I go on, especially a touristy type trip, like when I went to Paris in November, I took a special travel journal where I just wrote down things that happened on the trip, ideas that came to my mind, feelings that I had while I was there. And I like to go back and look over that, because sometimes you don't quite always remember everything that you see whenever you're going to some fantastical place like that. So that is where, for a writer, it's very useful to have that creative brain so that you can keep a good journal. The other thing that also helps is that, you know, you can always, in that journal, get some ideas for future writing. Just because you're in a completely different location than you normally are, so you are out of your normal realm. So it kind of gives your mind the ability to think in a completely different creative way instead of, being at home and thinking, okay, well, this is good, now I need to go mow the lawn. So keep your journal, keep ideas down in there, because you never know whenever you're going to go back to it someday. The third thing that I highly suggest whenever you are traveling is that before you go, make a plan of what you would be interested in working on, whether it is an outline of something that you've been doing. Take that with you, because you might come up with some great ideas while you're there working on it. Or if it's something that you would like to start, or just some ideas that you want to have, make a plan as to what you would plan on working on if you had the downtime to do it. Because you don't want to be having this great vacation and then turn around and go, okay, well, now I need to sit down and write, and then you're sitting down and you have all these other ideas and you're like, well, I could write something, but I'd much rather go out snorkeling, so I'm going to go do that. Make a plan. Just make sure that you have ideas ready to go. That way, you're not flying blind on it. And then you can work on that whenever you have the time. The fourth thing that I suggest that you do is to not plan on editing your entire novel, or making sure that you're writing a chapter a day on your memoir, because that's going to end up feeling more like work and less like a vacation. You'll want to have a little bit more freedom when you're on vacation to be able to work on things that are fun, because for the most part, you're wanting to have fun. So just make sure that you're not overloading yourself with plans. Basically what that means is that, you're on vacation. Don't put yourself on a deadline for something that you need to have done by the time you get back, because the moment you do that is going to be the moment that you're going to end up disappointing yourself, because when it all comes down to it, you're just not going to spend the time writing the way you probably should. And, there are some people that are going to turn around and look at this and go, no, I spend 5 hours a day every vacation writing, and then I go and have fun with my family. And if your family is accepting of that, and if that's the kind of relationship that you have with your family, more power to you. I would just not do that myself, because maybe I just don't have that kind of discipline. But I definitely think that you should enjoy yourself, and don't be the person that's always working when you're supposed to be enjoying your family time. The other thing I'd like to say is, always be ready for those unexpected moments, like flight delays, to get a few words down. Before I left for my trip this morning, I had a before I left for my trip, not this morning, but whenever I first started advertising for this one after the last Facebook Live, I had a basic idea of what I wanted to do this on, and I was going to kind of have something put together as to how I wanted to present this by the time, I went live at 6 p.m. And luckily, in my flight delay, I was able to do a complete outline of this, and I didn't have the outline done because I just wasn't thinking in those terms. I was like, oh, well, I'll be able to get up and, in the 2 hours before I go live, I'll be able to jot some things down. So now I use my flight delay to work on this, to present information to you. So I was able to outline it all and get it done. So if I didn't have this to present, I probably would have been working on my screenplay, getting some ideas down, which I did end up doing when we were sitting on the tarmac for an hour. So I used the time that I had on my iPad to get ideas down that I needed to work on for later. So finally, it is quite all right if you have the intention to write, but you just don't quite get to it. I had planned on editing my screenplay that I've been working on. I've been trying to get out for quite a while I was on my trip, and I got some work done on it. I have some good ideas, especially after reading through it and then going back and making some notes. And then I got some really great ideas whenever I was sitting on the tarmac today. But I didn't do the full edit that I had thought about doing. And I had to just come to the conclusion that, you know what? While that screenplay is very important to me and it's very important to get it done, it was actually more important for me to spend quality time with my family, with my dad. Today's my dad's birthday, so Dad, if you're watching, happy birthday. And it was just better for me to spend that time with my family. And that's one of the things that you have to think about whenever you are on vacation. Why are you on vacation? You're there to enjoy your family, to make memories with your family, and to see what's going on. So, excuse me. So, just know that it's okay if you don't get to the writing that you planned on doing. If you did something towards it, feel good about that, and also feel good about the fact that you spent time enjoying yourself, because not enjoying yourself does not make a happy writer. It really doesn't. So I'm going to go ahead and conclude this because I'm kind of losing my voice, but I do thank all of y'all who joined. And then my mom, Sandra Pilcher, joined. She says, hi Rachel, I think she's glad I'm home because she put a wine glass there, so I think I know what I'm going to be doing after this Facebook Live. Probably going to be having a glass of wine. So I do want to remind y'all that the next Facebook Live, episode 10, I'm so excited to get to episode 10, is going to be on August the 19th. That is a Sunday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. It is going to be over getting your work critiqued. And I do want to take this moment for all of you who are in the North Texas area. If you are interested, you can go to the Rachel Pilcher Writing Workshops Facebook page. You're probably on it if you're watching this. And go to that, or the Sleeping Panther Press page. Next Saturday from 4 to 6 p.m. we will be having the launch of the 3rd issue of Panther City Review. It's a very beautiful little literary journal, if I do say so myself. I love this cover. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. And I'm hoping to see some of y'all there if you are interested in coming and enjoying the launch. The details on location are on the Sleeping Panther Press Facebook page, as well as the Rachel Pilcher Writing Workshops page. So if I don't see you on the 19th, I'm not sure that that's correct. I'm gonna have to look at that because that's not 3 weeks. That's not 2 weeks from now. That's like next Sunday. So it may not be the 19th that is the date for that. So let me look real quick on my calendar. I may have jumped ahead of myself. I did. It's gonna be August 26th. So don't put the 19th on your calendar because I will not be on Facebook Live on the 19th. I will be on Facebook Live on the 26th of August. So, but if you, like I said, if you aren't doing anything next Saturday, I'd love to see y'all at the launch of Panther City Review issue 3. So thank you very much. I hope y'all have an excellent Sunday. I'm so happy to be back in the humidity. I could feel it as I walked out of the airport. It's like, oh, moisture. So thank you again. Have a great evening. Bye.